Today we're going to look at part 2 of factoring simple trinomials, and again the a value is going to continue to be positive 1, but we're going to model how to do this when it doesn't look like a trinomial, okay, and the trinomial is shaped a little bit differently. So we're going to try some warm-up questions just to get things flowing, and then I'm going to introduce you to extend the concept that we started working on last day. So if we factor simple trinomials part 1, the first part of our warm-up that we want to be looking at is, again, how to expand. Okay, so using our FOIL pattern, and again, we keep coming back to the use of the FOIL pattern. So I want to use FOIL. So we're going to multiply our firsts, our insides, our outsides. For our firsts, our outsides, our insides, and then our lasts. So in this particular instance, we're going to multiply x times x to give us x squared, then x times positive 4, which is positive 4x. Then I'm going to multiply positive 5 by x, that gives us positive 5x, and positive 5 times 4, which gives us positive 20. So if we collect those like terms that are in the middle there, the x terms, we're going to end up with x squared plus 9x plus 20. Okay. We do the same thing here in the middle. Again, we'll multiply our first terms. That will give us x squared. Then we're going to multiply our outside terms. That gives us 9x. Our inside terms will give us negative 4x. And our last terms will give us positive 36. So if we collect our like terms, we get x squared minus 13x plus 36. And finally, again, expanding this out, first, so this is going to equal x squared plus 7x minus 3x minus 21. So negative 3 times positive 7 gives us negative 21. Then we collect our like terms again, so we got x squared plus 4x minus 21. Okay, so that's just a quick review of expanding. Now what we're going to do is actually do some factoring. And again, you'll note that in each of these 4 examples, the a value, and again, we always calculate from standard, or factor from standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. And again, the a value of each of these 4 equations happens to be positive 1. Okay, and that's very important that it's positive 1, because that helps us to know that it's a simple trinomial to factor. So again, if we're going to use our MA chart, we need 2 numbers that are going to multiply to 12, to positive 12 specifically. They're going to add to positive 7. So I'm just going to start going through the list. I know there are going to be 2 positive numbers or 2 negative numbers. So in this case, positive 1 times 12, well, that's 13. Positive 2 times 6 is 12, but that gives me 8. Positive 3 and positive 4, they add together to give me positive 7. So this is going to be x plus 3 times x plus 3 times x plus 4. Over here, again, they're going to add to positive 5. They're going to multiply to negative 24. So again, they're going to multiply to negative 24. They're going to add to positive 5. So 1 and negative 24, well, that gives me negative 23. 2 and negative 12, that gives me negative 10. 3 and negative 8, that would give me negative 5 if you add those 2 things together. So let's flip that. Let's do negative 3 and positive 8, and that gives me positive 5. So negative 3 and positive 8 gives me positive 5. So that means that this meets all of the criteria, so therefore x minus 3 times x plus 8 is what I'm looking for. If I scroll down to do the couple on the bottom here, again, I need two that are going to multiply to negative 16, and they need to add to negative 6. So 1 and negative 16 gives me negative 15. 2 and negative 8, that would give me negative 6. Okay, so that gives me what I need. So therefore, this 2 and negative 8 meet the requirements. So x plus 2 times x minus 8. And then finally, over here we've got our MA chart. So they have to multiply to negative 48, and they have to add to negative 8. Okay, so again, 1 and negative 48, that would give me negative 47. 2 and negative 24, that would give me negative 22. 3 is 48 divisible by 3, so 48 divided by 3. Hey, that gives me 16. So if I add those two things together, it gives me negative 13. 4 and negative 12, that gives me negative 8. Okay, so again, x plus 4, x minus 12. Okay, so again, factoring is simply the opposite of expanding. And what we can see here is that by using our MA chart, we can go through by process of elimination and determine which two numbers meet the criteria that we need for to determine what the two factors of the trinomial happen to be.